Ieyasu Tokugawa, the final unifier in the Shogunate. He's been around the warring period since day one, so it's only fitting that he be the last to rule. So let us follow him on his adventures through the land. Ieyasu was born in January 31st, 1543 in the Matsudaira clan in Mikawa under the name Takachio. His mother was Lady Oda at age 15, and his father, Hirotada, at age 17. They lived together for exactly 2 years before Lady Oda was sent back to her clan, and the couple never lived together again. When the Matsudaira clan was split in 1550 between serving the Imagawa and the Oda clan, Hirotada sided with the Imagawa and helped them fight the Oda. When the Oda leader, Nobuhide, learned that the 5-year-old Takachio was in Sunpu as a political hostage, he had his men abduct the child. Nobutada threatened to execute Hirotada's son if the Matsudaira didn't sever all ties to the Imagawa. However, Hirotada refused and forced Nobuhide's hand. Nobuhide then suddenly chose not to kill the child and instead hold him captive for 3 more years. In 1549, Hirotada was murdered by traitor vassals bribed by the Oda. At about the same time, Nobuhide passed away. This prompted the Imagawa to attack and capture the next head of the Oda, Nobuhiro, and force Nobuhide's second oldest son, Nobunaga, to an exchange for Ieyasu, to which Nobunaga agreed. Ieyasu continued to live a peaceful life as a hostage under the Imagawa until 1556, when he became the leader of the clan. During this time, the Imagawa ordered him to fight the Oda in a series of minor battles. In 1560, when the leadership of the Oda passed to Nobunaga, the Imagawa led a huge number of troops to Okahazama. However, Ieyasu's men were occupied successfully securing Marune Castle and were not present when Yoshimoto was killed by Nobunaga's ambush. Ieyasu severed ties with the Imagawa in 1561 and married his son to Nobunaga's daughter in 1563. Ieyasu would then spend the next few years reforming the Matsudaira and pacifying Mikawa. He also gave power to a few of his key vassals to strengthen his position. In 1567, he officially changed his name to Ieyasu Tokugawa by claiming descent from the Minamoto clan, which to this day has not been proven. Regardless, the Tokugawa continued to be a vital ally to the Oda. They also allied with the Takeda for a short period to take back Imagawa territory, after which Ieyasu gave shelter to the current head of the Imagawa, Ujizane, and allied himself with the Uesugi, who were the enemies of the Takeda. In 1570, the Takeda allied themselves with the Hojo and attacked the Tokugawa at Mikatagahara. Ieyasu suffered devastating losses, narrowly escaping with no less than 5 men. However, the head of the Takeda, Shingen, died in 1573. This greatly benefited Ieyasu against the new Takeda head, Katsuyori. With both Ieyasu and Nobunaga having a reason to fight the Takeda, the Oda Tokugawa forces marched on Nagashino Castle in 1575. After winning the battle, the Oda Tokugawa continued pressing on the Takeda until they conquered Kai province and destroyed the Takeda in 1582. Later that same year, Nobunaga was assassinated by his retainer Mitsuhide, and Ieyasu rushed back to Mikawa in order to take revenge. But when he arrived, Hideyoshi had already defeated Mitsuhide on his own. With Nobunaga's death, many of his territory was open for conquest. Ieyasu set his sights on Kai, as so did the Hojo, but rather than fight, they came to an agreement and divided the land amongst themselves. Ieyasu did not take sides during the conflict between Hideyoshi and Katsuie, and instead supported Nobunaga's eldest surviving son, Nobukatsu. When it came time for Hideyoshi and Ieyasu to fight, they chose to negotiate. Ieyasu became Hideyoshi's vassal and served him all the way to his unification of Japan. When Hideyoshi died in 1598, Ieyasu made alliances with various daimyo, especially those who favored him over Hideyoshi. Ieyasu's main opposition was Mitsunari Ishida, who was one of Hideyoshi's most loyal vassals. Mitsunari had about as many supporters just as he did opposers. This huge split among the Toyotomi retainers turned into the Western Army, the Mitsunari Alliance, and the Eastern Army, the Anti-Mitsunari Alliance. Ieyasu joined the Eastern Army and made allies with the Date, Mogami, and Satake, while Mitsunari gained allegiance with the Uesugi, Ukeda, and Mori. This led up to one of the most important battles in Japanese history, the Battle of Sekigahara. This battle, which was heavily stacked in Ieyasu's favor, allowed him to achieve total victory and conquer Japan. Ieyasu has been in this series from the very beginning, only getting his true start in Samurai Warriors 2 and takes the role of a patient and wise observer. He is shown to have amazing foresight and the ability to rally people to his side. Even after Sekigahara, he tried brokering peace with the enemy clans in order to end the fighting. You may have also noticed that Ieyasu barely fought in battles of his own accord, resorting to peaceful negotiation and avoiding bloodshed. Most of his fighting was done at the request of the Oda or the Imagawa, and rarely did he launch a campaign of his own. Even when the Takeda betrayed them, Ieyasu merely fortified his feast and kept his enemies at bay. Only then, when both Ieyasu and Nobunaga had a common enemy, did they take the offensive. Take note of all three unifiers of Japan. Nobunaga, the demon that destroys his opponents.
Little bird, if you do not sing, I will kill you.
Hideyoshi, the ambitious warlord, forcing his enemy to submit to his will.
Little bird, if you don't sing, I'll make you sing.
And Ieyasu, only fighting battles that need be fought.
Little bird, if you don't sing, I will wait for you to sing.
Ieyasu's overall design was meant to appear friendly, and partially embody Nobunaga's nickname for him, Tanuki. His helmet is designed after his real-life helmet he wore during the events of Sekigahara, the defining moment in his career. His cannon spear is a carryover from the first game. Not much to say about it except it seems to have a theme of old Japanese emperors and Tokugawa siege weapons. Again, not much to say about it, but it looks pretty cool. And of course the kanji for his Muso attacks are Unity and Future, since he was the one that truly unified Japan to pave the way for the future. After completely eradicating the remnants of the Toyotomi at Osaka Castle, Ieyasu established himself as shogunate in 1603 and paved the way of peace and prosperity for Japan for the next 200 years, only holding the position for himself for 2 years, and then finally passing away in 1616. And to this day he is seen as one of the key pillars of Japanese history. And you yourself can be a key pillar to this channel by subscribing and visiting my Patreon page. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.